What, tonight?
Good
Okay,
afternoon,
tomorrow.
ladies and gentlemen. We are live. Today is August 27th, 2014. We are broadcasting from Robert Blakely's house in Kissimmee, Florida. Party's starting to happen here for the first ever Team Mojo party. We're going to be doing another one of these come the first of the year. We've got Robin here. We got Tamara here. We got Wilma, Robert.
All right.
Bill.
You on camera.
Bill's here. We got more people coming in here today. So here's how this workshop's going to work this afternoon. First thing we're going to do is we're going to bring Wilma on. Wilma is someone who's been on our team for a while now, been locked into the training, been learning from it, applying it. So we want you guys to be able to hear from her perspective. And then Ricardo, Robert, and myself are going to do what's called the 10-minute Blitz, where each of us is going to take 10 minutes and give you as much value as we possibly can in 10 minutes. And then we're going to take your questions afterwards. So this is going to be a great time, ladies and gentlemen. If you got questions that you need answers to, today is the day. Write them down, just like he's doing there. So Wilma, come over here and say hi. Ladies and gentlemen, Wilma Figueroa is in the house with us here. Great to see her, Wilma. All right. So just a couple of questions here for you, Wilma. You've been working with the Academy and been part of the Mojo marketing team for quite some time. What are some of the things that you have learned that have helped you out so far in getting started with your home business?
Basically, just everything that you started as far as learning how to do the splash pages, how to do also that pertains to the capture pages, also the autoresponder, and I mean it's just a wealth of information. I really can't pinpoint everything, but me being new to network marketing, there's a lot of things that I didn't know. So being a part of the Academy and also learning from Rex, I mean it's just an abundance of information that if you've never done that before, just join the Academy. And you'll have a whole lot of information that will help you along with your business.
What would you say has been more helpful to you, the recorded videos, the workshops, combination of both? I mean, what's been your preferred learning method in all of this?
My preferred method, of course, with the live workshops.
The live workshops?
Yes, I really enjoy the live workshops. Yes.
Right on. Well, very cool. Thank you so
Rex.
much. All right. All right.
Everybody.
So we're gonna start right now. Grab your pen. Grab a piece of paper, open up Notepad. We're going to bring Ricardo on first, and Ricardo's got 10 minutes to give you as much value as he possibly can. Write down any notes that you have for Ricardo, and we're going to get back to them in a minute. Ricardo, your 10-minute blitz starts now.
All right, 10 minutes of pure blitz. So, what questions do we have? Are we able to see their questions? Are they going to ask questions? How are we going to do this, guys?
We're going to do questions at the end. We'll do questions at the end.
So you just want me to talk?
Just 10 minutes of absolute crazy value.
Okay. Here's one value that I want to give you guys. Is, do you position yourself to succeed, to accept opportunity? Here's what I mean by that. A lot of people get involved in a company, and after a while their ownership goes out and somebody wants to sign up, and they're not going to make commissions on it because they're not on ownership, so they're not positioned for, you know, to succeed or to make money. A lot of people get involved and they don't have their website's not really ready, and you got somebody that's ready to sign up, but you can't sign them up because it's not set up yet. Or an opportunity arises when you can actually prospect that person, but you can't because you're not ready to do it right then and there because you're too busy for whatever reason. So position yourself for success. So make sure your website is set up properly. What I like to do, if I'm going to give you a recording training that I did. It's Ricardo3.ws. Ricardo, the number 3.ws. That's a recorded training. I want to give you an example. It's just a audio presentation, but my website is actually just like that. When I send people to see my presentation, it's just a video. That's it, nothing else. So you want to control what people see. You want to control what the prospect sees. Just like if you turn on the station, Channel 7, for example, and at 8 o'clock they have a program, ABC show is going to start at 8 p.m. They control what you watch. you don't have a choice. You can change the channel or not watch it. That's your choice. But they're gonna play that movie or episode, and that's it. They control what you're gonna watch at that particular time and that particular station. So when you're prospecting, when you're showing people your business, control what they see. And what you want a person to see is a full presentation about your business, who the company is, who they are, how you get paid, what the product is or service. Let them see everything, how you get started. You should have a presentation that's no more than 20 to 25 minutes long that explains all of that, to give them enough information to say yes or no. That's it. If you send somebody to a corporate site, a company website that the company gives you, there's a lot of tabs. You got opportunity, you got home, you got products and many other products or services, and they start clicking and there's too much reading. You don't want to have your prospect read through all of that because they're not going to read anyway. And if you want them to see the opportunity and learn more about the company, they're going to get tired and say, I'm not, I don't read this much, and I don't have time for this right now. Let me do this another time. But if you control what they watch and see, it's easier. You can actually focus on one thing and one thing only. Learn about everything about who we are, what we do, how we get paid, and then collect a decision. The prospect has to call you back. And one of the things I didn't say yesterday, when a prospect calls you back after watching the full presentation about your business, how do you close them? Well, there's only one thing to do when you're closing somebody. Ask them one simple question. Are you ready to get started with a winning team? End the story. There's nothing to talk about. And if they say yes, sign them up, and that's it. Nothing else. Now, another thing I've been seeing a lot that people call me for, they say, hey, this is not going fast enough, or I'm not getting enough sign-ups, or I'm not getting enough page views, or I'm not getting enough of this or that. And then I ask them, did you memorize the script? And they go, no. And I ask them, how many people do you talk to today? They go, nobody. So you can't expect your business to build automatically. Okay? It doesn't happen like that by magic. You have to work. Have a schedule time when you're going to do your business. You should spend 80% of your time prospecting, looking for people to see a full presentation about your business. 80% of the time. Looking. Prospect. Look. I'm telling you, Robert and Rex, they'll tell you, I do not leave the house. I don't walk out of my house without a box of cards. I carry a box of business cards and some in my hands, and I'm actually going out looking for people. We had a guy that was filling out an application at a supermarket, a shopping center, and I went over there and I just gave him a card. I said, hey, you know anybody looking for work? Call me. $1,000 a week. Have a nice day. So he kept filling out his application. Less than 20 minutes later, he called us. So, I sent him to the presentation. Whether he likes it or not, it's irrelevant. The point is, I have a traffic. I got people seeing my business, and that's all I care about. I don't focus on sponsoring people. I don't focus on making money. I don't focus on building the business. There's only one thing I focus on, is getting people to see my business. You have 1,000. You gotta. Somebody told me, you have a business. The world needs to know about it. Let them see it, and that's all you do. The sponsoring, the people getting involved, building the business, that comes as a result of exposing your business. The more you expose, and just focus on that, expose it. Everybody cries, I need more, more traffic. I need more people to see this. Well, you can do it very simply. Hand out cards. Get on the phone and call people, or have a system to get people to call you. Whatever you need to do. But that's all I focus on. I don't do anything else. People ask me, what do you do? Do you place ads? Do you do social media and stuff like that? I do social media. I don't post links everywhere on Facebook. If I place an ad, it's like once in a blue moon. I really don't do anything like that online, and email marketing. I don't do anything like that. I put people on an autoresponder. If something happens that comes out of that, great. If something doesn't happen, great. Doesn't matter. I don't rely on that. The only thing I rely on is my skill. What I say to somebody that's going to get them to say yes, I'm in front of a computer, give me your website. That's all I care about from a person to say to me. And if you focus on that, the more you do that, the better you're going to do. I promise you. My mentor years ago, when I first started in 2003, he said, don't focus on making money, sponsoring people, nothing like that. Focus on showing 1,000 people this presentation. Get 1,000 people to see a full presentation, and if you do that, you'll never work again in your life. So I focused on that. That's why I say just focus on exposing the business. You can't sponsor somebody if they don't see something first. They have to see something first. So you will not get to 500 people, I promise you. You show it to enough people, you'll never work again in your life. And that's what it is. You know, it's Wednesday, what's today? Wednesday afternoon, 3 o'clock, we're hanging out, you know, drinking, eating by the pool, chilling, great friends. They over here munching. Robert is eating like a madman. The guy doesn't stop eating. He's been eating since last night. It's crazy, but it's all we do. But anyway, it's fun. Rex is laughing. You see him running around here like a madman. I don't know. But guys, you see this. I'm an average guy. Ain't nothing fancy. And we can do this if you work it. Nothing works if you don't work it. So make sure you work it. Robert's ready with his mineral water. I don't know. But he's ready to go. Thank you for having me. We're going to take some questions later, right? Yes. At the end. And then go from there. Let me tell you something about questions. Evaluate where you at in your life, in your business. Think about something to ask that can improve. What can you ask me or us that can help you improve what you're doing? Ask the question. If you're on the call, ask. Take advantage of it. Don't be somebody that, oh, I'm too cool to ask the question. I know everything. That wasn't me. I needed to know something I want to know. I looked at it this way. My mentor said, I always say this, if you can teach me, I don't care if you just got started in network marketing. If you give me a phone call, you call me, and you say, Ricardo, I got something I want to teach you that can help you earn an extra $10,000 a month. I'm going to say, great, tell me about it. I want to know. If there's something you have that can help me, I need to know. I don't care how much knowledgeable I am. So make sure that ask questions. You don't need to struggle. It's an easy business once you know what to do. So the Academy is great. It was a lot of fun putting that together. And so here's Robert Blakely to give you his tip of the day.
I love it. Nice job, bro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, how are we today? Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. For those of you that may not know me, my name is Robert Blakely. I'm better known online as the Blakester, and it's absolutely true. You know what Ricardo said, he's nobody special. You know, anybody can do this, guys. Anybody can do this. But ultimately, you have to have your why, right? So everybody has to have a why. What I want to talk to you guys today about is a little bit about branding, because it's kind of this funny animal. One of the jokes that Ricardo and I have had since we've known each other is he's the only guy that I know online that makes money and doesn't have his own blog. So when you talk about branding and blogging and things of that nature, you'll get some people that might disagree with me, but I believe that it's extremely important for you to have some kind of branding, and that starts with your actual website itself. For myself, it took me a little bit of time to understand what branding actually was when I went and I came into this online environment. Ultimately, I had a why, and my why was I wanted to be in this successfully long term, and I was tired of working for somebody else and making them the money. I figured, hey, I could do the exact same thing, only I could do it from home, and I could still make money. But my why was seeing it to the fullest extent, seeing myself as an online entrepreneur 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. So number one, you have to see yourself as a successful entrepreneur. Secondly, I believe, again, you have to work on your branding. When it came to myself coming into an online environment, part of what I was doing was I was well known for, you know, doing direct marketing, direct sales, and teaching and coaching. So I kind of came in with this idea of saying, well, direct marketing meets internet marketing. And it was kind of funny because the branding didn't really work that way. But when I thought about how I was already branded, which was the Blakester, I had gotten that name as a nickname while being in the military, and part of that was just because I was a make crap happen kind of guy. Positive things, right? So think about who you are in life and what is your brand, right? I know that some of you guys we've talked about this before. You know, when we first get online, we're taught incorrectly. We have these little pet names and stuff, or like R. Blakester is how I originally had my first online persona, I believe it was. But some of those little cute little names that we have for logins and stuff, that's not really going to be what our branding is. But we need to think about how we're going to brand ourselves. What are we good at? We need to learn something and be so specifically good at that that everybody wants to come to you for that, right? For myself, I took time in learning how to blog. I took time in learning graphics. I took time in learning how to do a little bit of HTML. For myself, I wanted to be that kind of person that I knew all facets of the industry and how everything worked. So now after years, you know, I can go and I can look at a program, take a look at it, read it, look at the compensation plan, and let you know whether I believe it's going to be of benefit for myself or somebody else. And it takes time to get to that phase, and it takes a lot of failures, unfortunately, to understand some of the things that we have to learn. But branding is very essential. It's very key in this industry because people need to know who you are. What are you about, right? For myself, you can go to theblakester'smadness.com, and you'll see there's my blog, there's a little persona. But when you go there, you're not going to get bombarded with a bunch of sales or anything like that, because I want people to know who I am. I want to build my know, like, trust first. And typically what happens for me is I get people that want to join my business, and they'll come and ask me, hey, Robert, you know, I want to join your business. And I say, well, which one? Because I have multiple businesses that I work. And that sometimes gets people confused when it comes to multiple streams of income, and a lot of people get tripped up on that because they don't do it properly. You have to go in the mindset of being successful in one business. Once you know how to create an income with one business, then you can look at possibly doing other opportunities. But one of the biggest problems that we have as network marketers is that shiny object syndrome. We see this business, we get involved in it, and then we see another business, we want to get involved with it. Although on the other side, this business isn't completely functionable. It's not in profit. It's not paying for itself. And that's, again, one of the biggest mistakes that we make is getting involved in too many things too quickly versus going and understanding, for example, going through the academy, understanding what branding is, what is blogging, you know, what is email marketing. Each one of these little facets is things that you have to learn in order for you to have truly some online success. Now, you might be a person like Ricardo or myself that maybe doesn't do a lot of email marketing, but as long as you have a system that works, and like Ricardo says, you're presenting your opportunity, that's how you're going to be successful. It's not going to be by just sitting there like a bump on a log, if you will, just watching these presentations, but yet not taking any action. Every single day you need to be doing something that's going to benefit your business, whether it's something that you believe is minute or something that's really big. But branding, you have to have your branding, right? So if you don't have your own website out there, someplace that people can go to find out exactly who you are, then I highly recommend that you get that, right? And if you don't know how to do that, ask questions. Ask myself, ask Rex, ask somebody in the academy. Eventually, I believe that we'll have step-by-step instructions, hopefully, right?
Yes, we will.
Within no time.
Yes, we will.
Just to be able to walk each and every one of you guys through these different facets. Because there's a lot to learn, guys. But if you go and you understand who you are, what you want to do, what your true branding is, now you can put out a persona and say, okay, well, my name is so-and-so, and this is what my specialty is. And you start networking, and you start going out there legitimately helping other people with what it is that you know. Next thing you know, you're going to have other people that are going to refer others to you because of the job that you did. A lot of the traffic that I get for myself, it's all third party. I do a lot of law of attraction marketing, so most of the time I have people calling me or connecting with me on Facebook versus me having to go out there and actively pursue people to join my business. I like it when people come to me. It makes it a lot simpler for me to have somebody join my business when they're coming to me asking me to join versus me asking them to join my business, right? So think about that. Think about your branding. Where are you at in life right now with your branding? You know, I don't know whether you're brand new into this or whether you've been here for a while, but think about your branding because your branding is important. Get yourself a website that's out there that has your domain name, you know, maybe your first and last name.com. However you want to brand yourself, just be smart about it, but you have to increase your brand. People have to know what you're about, what your why is, and what you can do for other people. When people know that, again, you're going to have others that are going to start sending you traffic and saying, for example, hey, you know, I'll send you to Ricardo, for example, for specific things that he knows how to do, right? Other than that, I'm going to make sure that I can do what I can for each one of my people because I've already gone through the education. I already know how, if somebody needs help with a blog or a picture or a post or anything like that, I already know how to do that, right? So when you learn these little facets, you also become beneficial to other people as well as other teammates, right? Then everybody wants you in your downline, right? So work on your branding, guys. Figure out exactly who it is that you are, what you want to do for other people, and work on your brand. Brand yourself.
I got something to add to branding.
Something to add.
Something to add to branding. Stay here, because I'm going to get it back to you. Something to add to the branding that I like to do is, hold on, Barack is calling. All right, he has to wait. So here's what I do. When I give something, when you give something to somebody of value, like for example, when people call me and I teach them the script, right? The ultimate script. They'll call me and I go over it and they like what they hear and they say thank you. This is over the phone. I'll tell them, if you like what you heard, if you like what I just did with you, and you know you enjoy this, I want you to give a testimonial on what just happened. So when they give a testimonial, hold on.
I don't think people understand that when you get pushed to voicemail, that means that somebody's busy.
Robert's busy. So when they give a testimonial about what you just did for them, that brands you even more. Because other people are reading it. Look at all these people talking about, you know, Chacuan is, you know, get with him, call him, and do this. Why? That puts you at a pedestal because you're doing something good for the community in network marketing and on Facebook. And Robert has to take the call from the vice president. And so.
Hello, this is Robert.
Yeah, go. I'll bring in Rex. So that's my branding. That's how I brand. All right. Get people to give testimonials when you do something good for them. No charge, just paying it forward. Find a skill that you have. If you have a skill that you can teach somebody, teach it to fellow marketers. By doing so, you're building relationship with other people. You're giving something away for free. They're gonna like you. And once you give them that gift, that technique, whatever it is you're good at, tell them to give a testimonial. And when they post it on their wall, that brands you even better. All right, so that's how I brand myself. Let other people talk about me instead of me talking about me. All right, so with that, let me get Rex on the line, and we're gonna get some questions, answers. I hope you have some questions. If not, we'll see you at the bank.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for your participation. Make sure I didn't sit on the mute button there. Yeah, I'm still registering, so we're good to go. So. I'm gonna go over a couple of things here with you real quick. I had the opportunity to spend some time with my friend and mentor Darren Little on the phone today, and this ties in directly with what we've been talking about today in terms of communication and branding. Something I spend a lot of time with Darren. I talk to him a lot. I've traveled to multiple events with him when he's in the United States. If it's feasible for me to go see him, I go see him. And this morning we were having a great conversation, and one of the things that he was sharing with me in the conversational marketing strategy that he uses was two different types of people that he focuses on when it comes to connecting them with a presentation about their business. Because remember, this isn't direct selling, okay? Ricardo's proven that you don't have to tell anybody about your business in order for them to get in front of a presentation and take an objective look at it. The ultimate script is completely generic for those of you that are studying it, and if you don't have it yet, you can create an account in the Academy of Home Business right now by filling out the form on the right. Go inside, go to the AHB library. You will find the ultimate script. You will find Ricardo's name at the top of that script, how to reach him on Facebook, and even his audio training on that script, and that's a freebie, guys, that Ricardo has so graciously provided for so many people in the world of network marketing, and we're just working diligently to help him expand that vision for the ultimate script. What I want to talk to you about is these two kinds of people real quick. Because you ever gotten in a conversation with somebody on Facebook or maybe on the telephone, and you get to that point in the conversation where you ask them, so, how's business? And all of a sudden, oh, business is fantastic, everything's great, man, it couldn't be better, I'm so excited, and you're just kind of like, you're kind of like taken aback, thinking, darn, that's not generally what I normally hear, and it's certainly not, what, I necessarily want to hear from the perspective that I'm here to answer questions and help people solve problems. Well, what Darren had said to me this morning is that when he talks with people that are in a place in life where they are completely happy and satisfied with what they are doing, he will very rarely pursue that person as a business interest, for lack of a better way to put it. In other words, that's not someone that he is going to work to bring to a point where he can connect them with a presentation. What he shared with me today is, he says, the two type of people that you're going to find that will get you the greatest amount of the results that you're looking for and save you the most amount of time not chasing people that are basically, kind of like a pipe dream, is, he says, people who are in transition or people who are at their breaking point are the people who are most likely going to connect with a human being that they have come to know, like, and trust, and then take that action step, whatever it may be, to look at a presentation or even go, all the way through the process of going into business with you, joining a business opportunity. I mean, he talked about this in terms of even fundraisers that he does for the launches of other business. Okay. The other thing that he shared with me today here that I just thought was priceless, because obviously he says the same thing that we do because he's my mentor. This is about, we're problem solvers and we're people connectors, and we talk about that a lot. Okay. But here's something else to consider in terms of, think about this in terms of the ultimate script for those of you that have used it. For those of you that have studied Darren's conversational marketing strategies or the IBO toolbox strategies, if you tell people everything up front about your business, compensation plan, product, service, oh my God, it's so amazing, you got to get on a first mover advantage, yada, yada, yada. If you're doing all of that up front, what possible reason could they have to go see a presentation? There is none. You've already told them everything, and they've made a decision based on what you have shared with them. So what if you got it wrong? Okay, what if you were actually hurting yourself by telling people too much about your business? And knowing this, you make a decision today to change that and start realizing that, just like Ricardo does with the ultimate script. Have you ever referred somebody to a movie or a restaurant? Have you ever done that, Rex? Well, of course I have. You ever get paid to do that? No, I have not. Would you like to? That sounds pretty good. It is good. I've been doing it for 10 years. Okay? That whole process, ladies and gentlemen, listen to the words that just came out of my mouth. That has nothing to do with a business opportunity at all. Nothing. Okay? This is about connecting with people and providing solutions to people who are in a transition or at a breaking point in their life. They're ready to make a move and they're ready to make a change for the better. Okay? So with that, I'm going to run over here and refresh and see if we have any questions here. Wilma, did you have any questions? Wilma doesn't have any questions. See if anybody here posted any questions. Okay. Let's start with, okay, we have a question here. Okay, Karen asks, do you make your own presentation or use a corporate video? That will depend upon the video. I myself, 99.9% of the time, I'm going to use a corporate video. Ricardo, Ricardo makes his own presentations. This was a question here that's a really good one for you. Karen asked, do you make your own presentation or use a corporate video? Now, you make your own presentations.
I can explain why.
Okay, I'm going to let Ricardo pop on here and explain why.
I'm going nowhere. All right. Here's why I make my own presentation. Because even in my company, I have it's a great company, blah, 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 all that stuff is there. The thing is, every corporate company, they have to do things corporately. And so when they present the presentation, it gives you information only about the company. It doesn't tell the prospects what's in it for them. It doesn't tell the prospect why they should join. It's only information. So I learned years ago to do my own presentations and put it together in a way that's going to be persuasive. So if anybody ever seen a presentation that I did, you'll see that if I talk about, okay, just think of your company, for example. Think of the company that you're with. And you can say, you know, our company is debt-free. Okay? Who cares that your company is debt-free? What's in it for me as the prospect? You know, our CEO is very successful, very ethical. Who cares? What's in it for me as a prospect? We got the best products in the world. Who cares? What's in it for me as a prospect? We got the best compensation plan in the world. Who cares? What's in it for me as the prospect? Okay? And be careful with that one. If you ever catch yourself saying, we got the best compensation plan, here's an advice. Don't say that to anybody unless you have research over 500 different companies that with different compensation plans, so you can make that statement. Okay? Because if you ask me that question, the first thing I ask, because people ask me, say, hey, we got the best compensation plan in the world, and nobody can match us. And my question back is, compared to what? Did you compare it to my company? No. So you get yourself in trouble if you ask me. But if you have the best compensation plan, great. But the prospect, when they're looking at the presentation, who cares? What's in it for me? Why should I join you? That's why I make my own presentations. It's company compliant. I make sure of that because I send my presentation to the company. They'll review it, the compliant, all that stuff. Make sure I'm saying the right things. But it's persuasive. When you look at a company presentation, it's just information. That's all it is. So, yes, I recommend that you do your own presentation. If you're going to do it, write it down. Write it down, word for word. Read it 1,000,000 times. Master it. So when you start doing the presentation, the webinar, you can sound like you know what you're talking about. And do your research. Okay? Don't make any statements without a what's in it for you type thing. Don't just give information. Tell them, here's what's in it for you, right? Because we're debt free. Here's what's in it for you because we got the best plan. Here's what's in it for you because we got the best products. Always remember that. If it's not persuasive, nobody cares. You're just another company. So what? All right, that's the answer to that.
Awesome.
Hope that makes sense. I'll try to do my own presentation.
And here's one more thing to take into consideration with that as well in doing your own presentation. If you go into the academy, go under leadership, there's a video in there by Simon Sinek. And in that video, he talks about something called the golden circle and how he presents things versus how everybody else does. What a lot of people lead with is the what it is, how it works, and why they're doing it. Most people, once they've seen what it is and how it works, they're already going to be making a decision whether or not they are going to buy or join. Okay? When you lead with why you are doing something first, you lead with a why, then the how, then the what, people will get on board with a vision based on what you believe. Okay, very important that you understand that. That's why leading with the why you're doing what it is that you're doing is so important. How you do it, then what it is. And you're going to see your conversion go through the roof doing those things. Let's see if we have any other questions here. Refresh one more time. And Here's a question for the Blakester. Pop open the door real quick.
Hey, get in here. We're working.
We have a question for the Blakester.
He's out in the pool hanging out.
Do you recommend?
Question for the Blakester. Yes.
Do you recommend WordPress.org is the best place to create your own website?
I recommend that you have your own hosting, and WordPress, yes, I do recommend WordPress. But you need to do it under your own hosting and your own domain. Don't do a free WordPress blog if that's what you're asking, like theblakester.wordpress.org. Don't do that. You need to have your own domain, use WordPress, and set up your website that way.
And there you have it.
WordPress.
All right. And we have another question from Marco. Marco asks, and this one is for you there, Ricardo. Back to the business cards. What is the first thing we tell people that we don't know off the street or supermarket to tell them what is it that we do before we give them a business card?
All right, let me read the question here because what is the first thing we tell people that we don't know of street or supermarket to tell them what it is that we do? Well, when I hand out a business card, I'm just going to do this, tell you what I do. When I give somebody a business card, I say, first of all, I'm dressed, as you can see, to impress, all right? Just dress up, man. You attract better people, all right? You know, Robert, you know, he's a Speedo kind of guy. It's okay. It works for him. It's all good. You know, I love him to death. Me, I like to dress up all the time. And I like to, you know, I wake up with a purpose. My purpose is to hand somebody a card. So when I hand them a card, I say, hey, here's my card. You know anybody looking for work, have them call me. And when they say, oh, okay, doing what? Or what kind of work? I'm going to say, well, it's actually something you already do. You've been doing it all your life for free. You just don't get paid. What's that? Have you ever referred somebody to a restaurant movie? Yes. Did you get paid? No. How would you like to get paid to do that? Great. Well, I've been doing it for 12 years. Here's how it works. When you get home, that's my phone number on the business card. Call me. And I'll give you, get in front of a computer. I'll give you a website to go to. When you go to a website, you're going to learn about who we are, what we do, how we get paid. It's going to show you how we make $1,000 a week on a weekly basis. When you see this, you're going to love it. And when you do love it, you're going to do what comes natural. You're going to tell people about it, just like you would a movie or a restaurant, because it's that good. Wait till you see it. You're going to wish you knew this years ago. So you can add anything to it. And what's going to happen is you're going to learn that you already have the skill to succeed. The difference is that now you can be paid to do something you've been doing all your life for free. All right, I'm going to call you. You know what? Most people would say, give me some more business cards. I have friends and cousins that need jobs or are looking for work or extra money. Well, I give them a couple of cards. You're going to get people calling you from everywhere. Hey, I got this card from my brother, my cousin, my aunt gave me this card. I just now I got a phone call from a guy who picked up a card that I placed at the post office. He called me. Hey, I got this business card. It says help wanted. What is this about? What's your name? Kevin. Hey, Kevin. I'm Ricardo. Nice to meet you. Let me give you a quick overview. It's something that you already do. You've been doing it all your life for free. Blah, 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 blah. Same thing. You don't need to say anything. Just keep it simple. Send them to your site. All right. Back to Rex.
And I have found personally that using the words blah 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 usually performs very well for me. Kidding.
Okay.
All right, let me see. I'm going to do another refresh here. See if we have any other questions. And it looks like we have answered the questions. And if we were not able to answer your question today, you may feel free to reach out to any of us on Facebook. You can do a search for Ricardo Rodriguez by searching Chakuan. That's C-H-A-K-U-A-N. You can find me, Rex Harris Live. Find the Blakester, just doing search.
If you have any questions, call.
And then call Ricardo. Absolutely call Ricardo because he loves to talk on the phone. He loves it. Okay, last night we woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning and Ricardo was talking on the phone in his sleep, closing another deal. So, and he dresses like that wherever he goes. He swims in the pool like that. He sleeps like that. He is constantly dressed for success, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll even put his phone number out there today, 786-273-2823. If you have questions regarding anything that you have heard today regarding the Ultimate Script, feel free to give Ricardo Rodriquez a call. All right, these cards are fantastic. They work. I mean, he does phenomenal with this stuff. He's like a machine. Anytime we go out with him, it's just like he's in mode and boom, we're going for it there. So with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up for today. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. Tomorrow our schedule is going to change a little bit. We have Teddy Bear tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, talking about the 5 fine points of selecting the right stuffing. Okay, you guys are going to want to make sure that you get there, and also how to knit one of those groovy scarves. Seriously, tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, we will be here for our pre-event workshop. Tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. we will be downtown registering, and we have the VIP cocktail party at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and there's a Beanie Baby on my shoulder. You've got to admit, if anything, it's been entertaining, you know. Oh, and speaking of entertainment, if you haven't already seen it, show them the watch. Hold your watch up real quick. We did yesterday something new called the 6.5-minute workout, where we actually did bicep curls with Ricardo's watch. Yes, it does weigh as much as it looks. That's why his one arm is bigger than the other. Okay, I think they've seen it. Okay, you can actually go over to my profile on Facebook and watch that video. It's funny. It's on the Blakesters. It's on Ricardo's. So go watch it. It's hysterical. And with that, again, thank you very much for your time today. We're going to be bringing you guys some crazy value this week. Stay tuned. Watch the profiles. We're going to be sharing pictures, videos, and anything that we can do. And with that, as always, it's been an honor and a privilege to spend some time with you here this afternoon. We will see you tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. God bless you. Bye for now.